This one here is a little bit nicer. This one here is actually not too bad at all, getting up to about 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds. That's not bad at all, so it's good to catch a little bit bigger one. It's still the swim bait. They're on this swim bait. I've thrown a number of other things, and this just seems to be what's getting them. Hey everybody, it's Dalton. Getting ready to wrap it up out here. I got out here, it was pretty tough at first. First couple hours, I had a hard time finding the bait. Some of the areas where I was catching them before, they moved. And that's what happens out this lake a lot, or a lake like this. You'll have an area, it'll become a little honey hole for a while, and then the bait will move and the bass will move. So basically when that happens out here, I start looking at rocky walls, rocky points. Those are two things that I'm gonna hit that I know I'm gonna catch fish. As far as the dock fishing right now, I haven't fished a whole lot of docks, but this typically is not the time that I fish a lot of docks. I know a lot of these spotted bass are spawning around these rocks, so I like to stay around the rocks. Running around looking for these fish, and finally got one here. A little swim bait. And I got out here this morning and they wouldn't take a chatterbait, they wouldn't take anything. And so I'm back to throwing a little swim bait. And one of the things that really works out here, this is not the kind of a lake you're going to come out here with a punching rod and 65-pound braid and 1.5 ounce weight. We don't have any of that stuff out here. We don't have hydrilla, hyacinth. We hardly even have any aquatic vegetation. We have a few brush piles or some areas like that, but mostly the cover here, other than the docks, are going to be the rocks. There's rocks everywhere. And one of the things that works really well at this lake is finesse fishing. It is, I've told people over and over again, this is a finesse lake. You'll have days like this. I got a little breeze right now, but it just came up. You'll have days like this where it is dead slick calm. Now, I've had some phenomenal days out here on a chatterbait, a spinnerbait, crankbaits, jerkbaits, but there always seems to be something that helps me out with that. It's a low light condition. I have wind or I have cloud cover. And here lately, I haven't had either one of those. So for me, what's really working well is just a small swim bait. A lake like this that is loaded with these tiny shad, you can never ever go wrong with a small swim bait. So I'm going to show you two ways that I rig up a tiny swim bait. First one's going to be on a spinning rod, okay? I like to use 6-pound test line out here on this little swim bait. I'll just use the little Ned heads that Z-Man makes. This is a 1/10 ounce, about the standard size that I use. And then I make these little swim baits. This is a 2.5 inch swim bait, but I cut it down a little bit. And what's funny is I was ordering some new colors for the baits, and I told my wife, I said, pick a color, whatever color you want. And she picked avocado. And this wound up being a cool color this morning. They were biting it. I put a little green flake in there. And the one thing about green, anything green, you can never go wrong. It's probably the most popular bass color when it comes to plastic baits. Green pumpkin, watermelon green, baby bass has green, and of course these little avocado ones. So the first way I do it is I do it real super finessey. Now if I see them out deeper and I want to go ahead and get this bait down there, I will go ahead and take a heavier head. This is the heaviest head that Z-Man makes for their Ned rigs. I'm not sure what this weighs. I can't remember. I'll have it in the description for you, but it feels like it's almost 3/8 ounce. And I put the whole 2.5 inch swim bait on there. I'm getting ready to start making some 3.5 inch. And what I can do is I can throw this on a bait caster. I run it on 12-pound test line. I can launch this thing out there, let it hit the bottom, and then I can just slowly roll it back. And that's whenever they're out there deeper. So one of the ways to really get them out at this lake is throw little swim baits. And I'm not saying never throw a big swim bait, but I'll tell you right now, your bites will increase and you will catch more fish out here if you throw smaller swim baits. Multiple colors work out here. White, chartreuse, green, dark purple works really good out here. Blue works good out here. So any of these colors for a little swim bait is going to work really well. And the water clarity is getting good, so I'm using a lot of these brighter colors because I like bright colors during this time of the year. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep coming out here. This is my home lake. I love it here, but I'm also going to be heading over to another lake, I think next week, to see if I can hook into some largemouth and see what's going on out there. I sure appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you next time.